Hey, yo, peoples!
Hello and welcome to the January 13th stream. There's no significance of this date whatsoever.
Well, except that it was my moving day.
Oh my god, it was your moving day!
It was literally my moving day today. My move was scheduled for 11. They showed up at 10:30. They moved everything by 12:30. I unpacked a bunch of stuff, went grocery shopping, took a big ass nap from 4 to 7. Woke up, got ready. I'm here.
Oh, it's a great day.
Yeah.
I had a similar day, except without the productivity. More naps.
Yeah.
Really actually, I took like a 3-hour-long bath. We have a coffee table that one of my roommates went out and got, but I found it. So basically, I did all the work. And then I read some fan fiction for all day. So. And then I, opened presents. So.
Oh, I, for one, would like to say happy birthday to C.B.
I thought you
not put
there's no significance.
Damn. Happy birthday. For not a, thank you, RP, and thank you, Nikki. Not thank you to Tina.
Well, now you can thank me because I put a comment.
Okay. Now I guess thank you to Tina. I thought you were just playing along with
doing a bit, playing along.
Cool. Cool. So fun.
Especially since I have a banner going.
Yeah.
I fully didn't see it.
I saw it.
At all.
I'm wearing enough makeup that it hides the blush and the red marks on my face from going like this all day and reading fan fiction. Which I'm sure won't impact me at all in like 20 years when I'll be 42.
Yeah, and
you're older than me in 20 years.
Yes, that's how numbers work. I thought in 20 years I'll be older than you will be in 20 years. I'm like, Sam!
I said it like that purposely.
Hopefully not.
I said it like that purposely.
My bangs are so sad. If there's like weirdness, my laptop, we're currently streaming from my desk with my big computer, but with my laptop sitting because my computer's doing this like Dell support assist, but I don't have my mouse is plugged into, it's not a plug one, so it's like USB connection, so it's not connected. I can't hit like escape or continue or good job, you're done. So I'm just stuck on this screen and I don't know what to do. So laptop on gay novels.
Yeah. So everybody, how was your weekend? I worked a convention. I left Wednesday. Technically, I started my journey Thursday because my mom dropped me off at the shuttle pickup place at 11. I didn't actually have to be there till like 1, but
you left your house on Wednesday, so
yes. Well,
that's a journey.
No, I left my house not Thursday, Tuesday, because she dropped me off at 11 p.m. on Tuesday because we were supposed to get some icy rain, and my mom is not a night owl, so I did not want her to drive in that. So I was like, yeah, just drop me off at 11. As she started to yawn, I was like, yeah, definitely now. And then I just listened to Agatha Christie novel as I colored on Happy Color inside the waiting area. Then I took the shuttle to the airport, got there 3 hours early. I got there so early, I went to go through security, and they were like, security doesn't open yet. I was like, you're not open yet.
Wow.
So then that...
You could have committed so many crimes. Because the security wasn't there.
No. Security was there. The checkpoint was just not open. That's who told me it wasn't open yet. But security.
They're too secure. They haven't lowered security levels so that people can enter.
Yeah. So I went in there. I actually had to take the tram to the other part of the airport, which the guy who directed me there he was like so sweet because he's like, just so you know, if you want coffee or anything, things on this side of the airport opens at like 8. It opens at like 4. He's like, the other side of the airport doesn't open till 5. And I was like, oh, thank you. I will keep that in mind.
Yes.
But I had a 6 o'clock flight. Now, the actual flights from Nashville to Charlotte are only an hour and a half. But I had a 2.5-hour flight to Florida for a 4-hour layover, and then a 2.5-hour flight to North Carolina.
Oof.
Yeah, but my flight home, I went in the airport. I got there about 8:30 or 9 for an 11 o'clock flight. I got on the plane. We came home, waited for my shuttle. Less than an hour later, Chris picked me up, and I got home. Very different journey.
Yeah.
Flight out.
My flight out here, so Storm is with me. She was here for the book stream, but that wasn't a chatty type stream. But the flight went really well. I think she meowed once, but that's because like someone's dog on the plane was like screaming. Like other people thought it was a baby, and I'm like, nope, that's a dog. Near the end of the flight. And Storm just sat up once and went, meow, and then laid back down. She's like, what the fuck? Shut up. I'm trying to sleep. So aside from that one little bloop, she was totally chill. I made friends with like a voice teacher lady who was like a working, Hollywood person or, LA person, who's probably like 10 years older than my parents, but we chatted the like 2 hours of the flight, and when everything was on fire out here, I guess it is still up on fire, but in the first couple of days of everything being on fire, especially with the Hollywood Hills fire, she was like, are you safe? Like, do you need somewhere to evacuate to? And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. I didn't, luckily, thank God. I did have like a bag packed and everything. Am I super glitchy for you guys?
No, you're not.
You cut it a little bit, but
cool. My laptop is old. Anyways, but yeah, so we got here safe. If you have to travel with a cat and your cat is not light, I recommend. So I have her carrier has rolling, so I can roll it like a suitcase, and I can also put it on top of suitcases. But I had her plus a carry-on, which was very heavy, plus a checked bag, which was very large. Because I also was like trying to move some stuff out, and it was so stressful. So if I ever have to fly with her again, we're doing a singular small suitcase with 4 wheels, not 2, so I don't have to tip it, because I was putting it on top of stuff, then tipping it, and she'd be like, ah, within the carrier, and I'd be like, I'm so sorry. But she handled it very well. She's very agile, and
she's a cat.
She's a cat. Despite her size, she is a cat.
And not a small raccoon.
We took her to the vet on the 2nd, so I flew on the 3rd, and I take her out of the carrier and like, wow, she's a big girl. And I'm like, I know. And my mom was convinced that she had lost weight. My mom's like, oh, back in like she has written down somewhere that she's like, I don't know, 18 pounds somewhere. Like a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. Don't know when that was, because they showed us a graph at the vet of every single vet visit of her weight, and it goes like this when she's a little cat. We're bringing her in a lot because we found her outside, and then it just goes like that, and it just continues upwards at least a 60-degree slant for the past like 5 years. Or not even 5 years, because we didn't take her to the vet every year. So like there's very few data points in the later, so it just jumps up. And it's not like equally spaced, which I don't know. I'm not even a mathematician, but it was bothering me. The love of graphs, because apparently that's something I have, was this is not accurate. But yeah, so she's the heaviest that the vet has ever recorded her at 17.5 pounds. And the vet's looking at her and goes, well, from the size of her head, and I think I'm remembering this right, she should be a 12-pound cat. Either 12 or 14, because she has a really small head.
Yeah.
For the rest of her body. And so, yeah, they're like, oh, and then, by the way, I haven't like spoken to anyone all day, so this is me just on all of you guys, so you get to enjoy it.
It's your birthday. You can.
Thank you.
You have the right.
All the attention should be on me.
You can party if you want to.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, you're taking her out to LA. Oh, that's good. Maybe she should try Ozempic. Maybe it'll wear off on her. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my
God.
God.
The vet was like, maybe that mentality, it'll be good for her. And she said it. She was like super sweet, kind of quiet, had the most dry expression when she's saying it. And it took me a second
to say for her to be on Ozempic or for you to be on Ozempic?
The cat.
Okay, I was about to say that would be two very different jokes.
No. It was funny because it was the cat versus the doctor I went out here from like my ADHD prescription, like renew. I was like, hey, do you have any things about like maybe weight loss? He's like, I can't prescribe you Ozempic. Please don't ask. And I was like, okay, I was not. So she has not lost weight, but she's loving it out here because she likes being a solo cat. Yeah. I was worried about her being emotionally scarred. She's not, which is really great.
She's like, this is my kingdom.
Yeah.
Every time you take her home for a home visit, she's gonna get so grumpy at you.
Yeah. My parents are already missing her. Apparently they didn't know the secrets to giving her like good pets until this past break when I like went and rubbed her belly and she was like, huh. And my dad like tried it later and he was like, the secrets, how did I not know this for the past 9 years? So and I was like, oh, I don't know when next I'm going to see my parents. They're both coming out next month.
Oh, brilliant.
It'll be like 2 months, a month and a half of not seeing them in person. But my dad he won he's a teacher. He won like an award where he gets to go on a sailing trip in Mexico, and it's fully paid for by like the National Teachers Association because he's a science teacher, and it's an educational thing for him to then to go teach his students about what he learned sailing in Mexico for 10 days. So he has a layover in LA, so he's staying like the 14th and then the 24th. And then my mom has a work trip in San Diego, and her boss let her stay for an extra day. So I'm going to go down and pick her up. She's going to fly out LAX. So I just have to find out a way to get like my brothers to come visit, and boom, whole family out here.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I worked a convention this weekend, as everybody knows, and the convention went really well. Well,
that's good.
Okay. It went really well in that I did not feel stressed. There were ice storms and stuff, and like I had a lot of fun working it. But yeah, it was really slow though. I don't like when it's slow. I don't have anything to do. Like I'd have people who come over and they're like, they're looking at, because we sell bread now, and well, I mean, we've sold bread before.
Bread, like little
buns and things. Bread this time. Yeah, like
you got to sell bread this time.
I got to sell bread this time. Yes, and the bread.
For a second, you meant like loaves of bread, and I was like,
no, little
loaves of bread, you know, like the sliced. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
No, like little buns and stuff, and so.
Oh, I totally thought it was like a whole loaf of bread.
No. No, like we had buttercream with coconut flakes and red bean filled, coconut paste filled, I already said buttercream, custard. What else did we have? Taro, melon pon.
I don't know what like half these words are, but they sound interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard of the second two.
I've eaten about a third of the different kinds because we're allowed like one bread per day. So I've been sampling all of them Because a lot of people like, also Japanese cheesecake, which is spongy. It's like a spongy angel food cheesecake with like with that tastes like cheesecake. It is amazing. I actually got two customers to buy some because they were like, "What's the Japanese cheesecake like?" And I'm like, "I actually don't know, but a lot of people ask me." And I'm like, "You know what? I haven't had my bread for the day." And I took it out and I gave them both a little piece. And then they were like, "Oh man, that's good." And they bought cheesecake. So I was like, "Yes."
Well, you should have little sample plates.
No, that would be like way too hard to keep.
Yeah, that would be really hard to manage.
Yeah. Plus, that's like the food is not our primary thing. It's just an extra thing. But yeah, there were. I had, like I said, I had a good time. So it was good in the sense that I had.
So there was a snowstorm though, and it didn't like. Was it just a? Did it affect attendance at all?
Very much so. One could not tell the difference between Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and that's you should definitely be able to tell the difference between them.
Oh, like sales wise, yeah.
I do not.
Or just like crowd wise. Oh, you meant just like crowd wise? Okay.
Yeah. There was a convention, an anime convention in Long Beach, which is technically in the county of Los Angeles, but all the fires are up here and Long Beach is down here, and I'm like here-ish. And I almost went to it because it was only $50 for like a day. And if it happened next weekend, I would have blown all of my birthday money that I haven't gotten. But I'd be like, oh, this is a birthday gift because it's after my birthday. That sounded really spoiled. But I would have spent my like savings to go to the anime convention. But I know.
Oh, we lost her.
Oh.
If I went, I wouldn't.
Oh.
Bro.
We might just pick up from context as she's freezing.
Any better?
Yeah, I get what. Well, no, you're frozen. But I get what you're saying, which you're saying that like there is a big difference between spending your like savings, which is like your grocery money and stuff, versus your birthday money. Even if you know you're gonna get birthday money, it's still like it's just a different mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the money has been assigned a different purpose. Like I have Christmas money I'm hanging on to because I do a thing where with my Christmas and my birthday money, like like cash I get from like parents, friends, all that sort of stuff. I take it to the gay bookstore now. Okay. I take it to the gay bookstore. And I order a bunch of gay books. I had where the last time I did this, actually, I had a list. And the thing is that like I think I had the money on card rather than like in cash. Like I think I had deposited everything. So I roll up to the gay bookstore and it was like when lockdown had ended, but like we were slowly easing into like things. So they were doing like almost like a little kiosk sort of thing where there was like the bookseller was like standing at the like a little cutout sort of situation.
Yeah.
And I like went up outside in front of them. And I start asking, like, do you have this, 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 and this? And I'm like going through the list, and it was a thing of, towards the end of this, she was like, oh, we don't have these ones in stock, but I can order them for you. And I hadn't even considered that an option. I was like, oh yeah, I can get them to bring the books in, and then I can just come pick them up. And so I was like, oh yeah, brilliant. And I start listing off a bunch more books that I didn't think they would have. And she literally looked at me and was like, are you sure? When I had finished through my list. And I was like, yeah, no, like this is spending money here.
Like, are you making bad decisions?
Yeah, I had a friend who like, I had like over $200 to spend because a friend of mine had a raise and was like, because of my raise, I'm going to give you a bunch of birthday money as well. And I was like, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nicole said, I'm reading and listening to Lorenzo by Sadie Kincaid. I'm also trying to start to write a dark mafia romance book. Nice. A friend of a friend. Okay, so I was talking to a friend, and their friend had sent them the description for a book their library had recommended to them, which I presume is also a dark mafia romance. But I'm only certain this is what it is because I am good. I've read enough things in my life to understand what the summary is trying to tell me. But let me tell you, I dissected that summary and why this is not a good summary for what they're trying to do.
Oof.
For one thing, it like begins with they are imperiled by the mafia, but then it's like they earn their keep by, and I'm like, first of all, I think like one does not get imperiled by the mafia unless you are on the run. But they're not on the run because they're earning their keep. So I presume
imperiled. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I'm like, I know of being in peril, but I don't know about being imperiled.
Yeah, their life is in that's all they were trying to say, is that their life is in peril.
Oh, like in space peril.
I thought it was like a specific term relating to the
Yeah,
mafia, the way you were talking about it.
It is possible they're not using a real word, but they're like, hold on, there is also a thing where, yeah, there's a part where they say, by indulging in the ubiquitous squalor of their misery when describing homeless people.
Okay.
Somebody pulled out the thesaurus, and we didn't need to. This is not how these words are used. But yeah, so his life is imperiled by the mafia, and he earns his keep. And I'm like, these things don't go together. Is he indebted to the mafia, and they will kill him if he doesn't pay off his debts? Because that's pretty standard mafia things.
Okay.
Also, it tries to like kind of. It's kind of trying to convince you that, oh, he's just like he's a good guy, but you know, he's just in a really shitty situation. Which I'm like, how did he become indebted to the mafia? I need to know this before I
feel like the
classic character.
If it's a good guy and they're indebted to the mafia, it's usually their parent was like a gambler or took loans.
No. This doesn't say anything about debts left over. So, but see, that's the thing. Most people who become indebted to the mafia by their own doings are because they, in fact, did shady things and did not pay the mafia back yet. So that's why
racketeering. It could have been a racketeering situation of like he owned a business and the mafia came around and were like protection
that's not usually how the mafia works in real life or in fiction. That's like generally street gang level stuff. Like criminal syndicates are generally they have their own like little cultures and things, and like if he had a business that it was like with that, then they don't then hire him. You know what I mean? Like he would just go out of business.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to like harass my internet provider, which because it's been bad for like before the fires. I keep getting messages from being like the fires, and I'm like, okay, but you've been doing this since it was installed, and I paid extra for the best because streaming. So
yeah. But yeah,
then for the best, so that's what I want.
But also before we try to figure out how this man could possibly be a good man, because as I said, I had neutral judgment upon him. I did not want to, because I'm like, it could just be the author's really bad at summaries. A lot of writers are really bad at summaries, right?
Which is why I hired you.
Exactly. So it's like I'm not trying to judge on this, and it's I've read enough to kind of go get what they're trying to go with, even if they're bad at it, right?
Yes.
But then it's like, so essentially he dresses up like he's homeless, and because it says he learned to listen to the downtrodden of Skid Row by indulging in the ubiquitous squalor of their misery, which, by the way, Skid Row is a specific area. Like it's an actual location. So I'm
in
like,
Los Angeles.
Yes, and mafia, that's not really, at least to my knowledge, mafia is East Coast criminal syndicate. They had a different thing out west. Like there's definitely stuff out with, but mafia is also like a lot of people don't realize that mafia is specifically for Italian mobs.
Yes.
Like other cultures and countries, they have different words for theirs, right? Which is
organized crime.
Yeah, that's why I just say criminal syndicates, because I like that. I like that word. it's
syndicates. It's a good word.
Yes, syndicates. I think because it's like, if I ever wanted to, there's no reason I could, but I could just be like syndication, like I do validation. But
that's a film term. Sorry, I'm being.
Yeah, I know it's. That's why one day, if my stories ever get adapted and then they get put into syndication, I could be like syndication.
Get those 100 episodes.
Yes. Actually, I don't know if I want it to go. Anyway,
no, you do want syndication.
No, I don't know if my story would last that
long. I was like, girl, you do. From my limited understanding, you really do.
Yeah, but then it says, then he's scrubbed up to court female patients beyond all ethical boundaries. So first of all, we don't typically use court, like to court in modern terminology for dating. And if court is used in the description of a mafia novel, where most people definitely aren't thinking romance. So when I first read it, I was like, he takes the female patients to court. Does he sue them? He's a doctor. like, hold on. But then I reread it because yeah, it's like then he scrubbed up to court female patients beyond all, and so before I get to himself as a doctor. Thing, you know, because my brain, I'm trying to figure out why is he scrubbing evidence? Like, what is going? I've read a lot of mafia things. I'm trying to figure out where the author is going. But no, he's just saying that he dresses homeless because that's the only way he could learn to listen to his patients and understand them. Except for female patients. He gets pretty for them so he can court them beyond all ethical boundaries, which I'm like, you're not going to convince me he's a good guy anymore.
Like, the main character or the love interest?
The character. This is the character. This is
all the main character or the love interest.
We've only discussed the main character.
Okay. That's what I thought.
But all the same motherfucker. And and it says the true love he found demanded that he straighten up and fly right. So now the love interest, his true love, presumably is a female patient from Skid Row.
I need to take a drink of water. I'll be listening, but I'll be back.
Let me finish. Too.
I'll just leave as well, actually.
All right, and then wrapped up in the mysteries of the universe as a sort of security. Oh, well, hold on. There is minor thing up here. So it said, with his life imperiled by the mafia, Dr. Bob earns his keep by treating...
Bob?
Yes, Bob. Not Dr. Robert, Dr. Bob. By treating... Yes.
I love that we have this mic. I love that I can now yell across my room and you guys can hear me.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Real quick, I want to check in on the comments. RP Broken. I had an uneventful, relaxing weekend because it snowed here in North Carolina, and people here drive like the world is ending when it snows. That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, what's up? Hey there. Oh, I walked in on someone calling someone a motherfucker. That's always fun. All right, JC, to catch you up. A friend's friend was recommended a book from the library. They shared the description of said book with hold on, I see a thing.
Oh, we could fully hear you sliding across your floor, CB. You gotta start using that for dramatic effect. Oh no, I just realized it's gonna take me quite a bit to like slide out of frame like I used to. I might not even be able to do it because of the layout of what my place is gonna be. Dang.
I hit the bed. This is as far as I can go. It's not a very big room. I feel so bad for my roommate downstairs. Oh, I'm so sorry, girl.
I have to get some like a rug situation.
Here, let me turn my camera off.
Oh. It's just the CB.
Child is doing things. Yeah, go ahead.
Shall you vamp, CB?
I picked up my friend from the airport the other day, and she just sent me $15 for gas, and I'm like, girl, I don't need that much.
That's nice of her, though.
Yeah, it was very nice.
It's like
we hung out in the car for the like 40-minute drive, and then it was only like a 20-minute drive home from her house, so I had a nice time.
Yeah.
And traffic wasn't bad because everyone's suspending their flights because.
Be back, Cheesy. Okay. The cliffhanger. Also, CB, your hair looks different.
Ah, yes. Well, it's straightened today. I also, a couple months right before Thanksgiving, would try to go back to my natural color, and then the hairstylist turned it brown, which isn't my natural color, which I feel more validated in saying because it currently looks like I'm going gray. Luckily, it doesn't show up on camera, but definitely it looks a bit like I am trying to cover up some because I have very ashy blonde hair, and I count as blonde, I think, probably. But anyways, this is what I end up with. I'm okay with it. I'm enjoying it. I look a lot like my mother. Typically, I have my bangs like across, but my round brush, the motor was smelling like fire, so I retired it. So I straightened my hair today, and now my bangs are just kind of like there, and I don't know what to do with it. But it's fine.
Thank you and welcome.
I think it looks really cute on you, actually.
Thank you.
I think both the your usual sort of wave and the straightened hair, they both really suit you.
They
Thank
do.
you.
I agree with Tina. Now
I do want to straighten your part really badly, though. You put your head down, and like my brain was like, must.
Real quick for everybody who's here, it is CB's birthday, so if we do more chatting than sprinting today, that's just possible. And yes, this cliffhanger. I just wanted to get that out the way that if we do more talking than sprinting today, nobody like stresses or anything because we are 34 minutes in. But we're gonna go back to this description. And since we had some new people in, as I said,
What were we doing again?
Really
and I was dissecting it with my friend because I've read enough things to know what the author was going for.
Yes, because you were genius.
All right, we're gonna kind of, I don't know, I guess sort of start over / summarize. It's gonna be a bit of a mix. All right, with his life imperiled by the mafia, we already went over that.
Imperiled.
Yeah, the imperiled. So from this point, I'm like, okay, so is he on the run? But it says Dr. Bob. Yes, Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob.
Earns his keep by tree, which earns his keep. I'm like, okay, so he's not on the run. So he's not imperiled. He's indebted. And I'm like, okay. This is a red flag because in fiction, one generally does not become indebted to the mafia for innocent reasons.
Yes. From our experts' opinions.
Yes.
I'm trying to think about how innocent the people in my sports game mafia books are who are indebted to the not to the mafia, actually, to the Yakuza, but I'm like, I guess they've committed crimes. Just not. I'll
That's
think
not
about
my
it.
genre. I've read it, but not my genre. Usually because
just like mafia stuff in general? Or,
yeah. I think I read it a little bit, but not as much as People's Swords. Now, swords in the Yakuza, I'd be interested.
Did you freeze? No?
No,
We'll
I'm
continue with this.
responding to.
I am still trying to get my big computer reset up, but it's fine. I have on my laptop to be able to see like us streaming. I have it like on 75% zoom, so the comment section are really small in the corner. But so I'm just gonna try and take it over from Sam though. Just keep in mind that I can't see most of it. Yes, it's usually curly, which it's naturally curly, and then I usually do it with like a wave when I don't. So this is. I'm worried about the heat damage because my hair is pathetically fine, like all of my hair.
Sorry, JC. I'm
So
in partial con recovery, so my brain focuses on one thing before I can focus on another.
I'm an anime mom. I'm gonna die.
No, don't die.
My hair's not quite long enough for that.
So yeah, we're but he's earning his keep by treating addicted clairvoyants who fear they've lost their ability to reach souls in the hereafter.
Wait,
what?
Wait, hold on. I just realized. I'm like, wait, how is this? I guess the doc. I didn't even realize he's a doctor indebted to the mafia.
Yeah.
That didn't even click for me before. I thought about them separately because I was so focused on his unethical treatment of patients. As someone who is in school for medical things, but oh god, yeah. It feels like one of those ones where, like, even just, I don't even remember the exact line you said about the clairvoyance, but it definitely feels like one of those ones where it's like, oh, are they crazy or is it magic? Like one of those.
Yeah, it also says he's like treating addicted clairvoyants, but we don't know what they're addicted to, right? Presumably
being
drugs,
maybe.
Of sometimes. See, that's the thing. Are they addicted to the clairvoyance? Are they addicted to the drugs? But like we have absolutely no idea what they're addicted to.
Clairvoyance addicted to gambling. That'd be interesting.
That would be really
especially if they can't foresee.
Well, it's presumably something that he can treat, right? So, and it's a mafia thing. So one might think like drugs is kind of the assumption that we're led to here. One adjective could have fixed this. Like one adjective or just one or two more words could have cleared this up there. But that's, again, with that part, I was just like when we were early at this part, I was not judging Bob. I was trying to figure out whether or not I should judge Bob.
I'm judging Bob.
Okay.
I don't trust this Dr. Bob.
Future paragraph knowledge. Then we get to he learned to listen to the downtrodden of Skid Row by indulging in the ubiquitous squalor of their misery. I don't know why you have to dress homeless to treat the homeless of LA.
See, this is where we lost me on Bob.
Yeah. I lost them at Dr. Bob or immoral practices or courting women.
We didn't get to the immoral practices yet.
Oh,
yeah, she's doing the recap.
Yeah, I'm doing the recap.
Yeah. Sorry guys, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Also, we also pointed out that Skid Row is a specific area. It's even capitalized in the downtrodden, right? Sorry, in the summary. It's capitalized in the summary. So it's a specific area of LA, and the mafia is generally East Coast, not West Coast. I think West Coast has got like the cartel and the Russian one. I can never remember what the Russian one's called. And the Ukrainian. I think that's who's on the West Coast. But it's wild that we like everybody just kind of publicly knows where our criminal syndicates are located. Then he scrubbed up to court female patients beyond all ethical boundaries. This is where everybody has forsaken Dr. Bob. We now judge this.
Cancel Dr. Bob 2025.
Which I'm like, main characters don't have to be good people, but I feel like the summary is trying to portray him as if he is a good person, and I'm like, no, we don't dress dirty and filthy to relate to our male patients and then clean up and dress pretty and to seduce our female patients.
I would argue that we don't even dress up dirty in order to, like
relate to any
live like people that, like it's I think part of the thing that makes it seem like like they're trying to cast Bob as a good guy is like the verbose language is almost like trying to be like noble about it. You know what I
mean? Yeah. How heroic of him of dressing
dirty.
Also, if I was being like the patients might not have this discretion, but if I walked into a doctor's office and my doctor was like dressed poorly or like dirty, to be like, I'm just like you. I guess that doesn't quite relate, but still, a doctor that's not clean, I'd be like, hey, this is how we got the Black Plague.
So, you're not wrong.
I mean, yeah,
you're not wrong.
It's
I'm also confused because apparently he's like working off his debt to the mafia by treating presumably mafia clairvoyants, because I don't know why the mafia would pay him to treat anybody else's clairvoyance. So
is this practice private?
Why do the homeless of Skid Row have anything to do with this? This is just
to make him a good guy, supposedly.
Like, is it maybe that he's doing like a private practice thing and then taking the Skid Row citizens on the side?
Specifically for JC, I also got very confused by this sentence at first because I read, though he scrubbed up to court female patients. And because this is in the context of a contemporary mafia novel, I was trying to figure out if he scrubbed evidence for the female patients, if he was performing some sort of attempt at some sexist gallantry here by helping them win court cases. And then I finished reading it and I was like, oh, he's trying to date his lady patients. That ain't nope.
Oh, it's referring to like scrubbing as in like soap, not like scrubs as in the medical outfit.
See, that's the other thing.
Wait, can you give the title of this one so I can read alongside us?
I thought he scrubbed up, like he put on his scrubs.
I will copy paste this.
But I'm now thinking it's soap.
Because
we're
doing a bit of jumping around and it's confusing me here. And also I'm so curious to see more. But
no hate towards the author.
Ignore that point.
Yeah,
no, I'm giving no hate towards the author. As I said earlier, before the peoples got in here, I went into this like very much open-minded and okay, perhaps they are just really bad at summaries because lots of writers are really bad at summaries and everything. But the more I read about this, the more I was like, nah, I ain't into this story. But still, no hate or judgment to the author because there's a story for everybody.
Yep.
Then our next bit is the true love he found demanded that he straighten up and fly right. Which I'm like, what is he doing wrong except dating his female patients? Whom presumably his true love is his female patient. We still don't know how he got indebted to the mafia. It could have been something beyond his control.
Well, don't you want to read the book now? You have so many questions.
Yeah, because I have very little faith it was for innocent reasons outside of his control. But also, he's a doctor. I just don't understand how these things happened. We'll catch up on chat real quick. Jessica got
you just copy pasted the summary to us. Okay.
Yeah, Jessica got a dental surgery today, so I'm not writing anyway. As cool as a cucumber chatting. Well, glad that you are here. Hope that your recovery is well. How are you? Yeah, hope you're not in a lot of pain. I'm fine. The pain's not really bad right now. It'll probably be worse tomorrow, honestly. It's okay, Sam. I'm not going anywhere unless my bladder beckons. That's fair. Oh my. I could see how the mafia could make good use of a doctor that's indebted to them, though. Lots of off-the-book surgeries happening. Oh, yeah, no, I could totally see why the mafia would want him. I'm just like, what did he do? Because, wow, I got you all talking about mafia stuff. Not sorry. No, it's fine. This feels like someone just wanted to throw in as many keywords.
Oh my god, what if it was AI generated?
Then the AI and we need to discuss how to properly write a summary. What?
Or not. Let it be bad.
Maybe he got a loan from the mob to pay off something, and that's how he got indebted. That's like
medical school's expensive.
That, you know what? That could be the most innocent reason of all, is he just needed to pay off medical school. But again, we just don't know. Because
the rest of his character still makes him creepy. So
because he's imperiled to them, not necessarily indebted. Remember, we're just assuming they mean indebted.
Oh, right. Oh. Maybe he killed all of them in surgery, or like couldn't save them.
The mob boss. The mob boss's son, and he failed to save them.
The wife. It always has to be your wife because she has to be dead.
Fair.
Also, fair. Sam, how the fuck big is that cup?
I assume it is a mafia romance because, like, we don't know. We're making assumptions. I just received this summary. But see, it's because he talks about scrubbing up to court female patients beyond all ethical boundaries. The true love he found demanded that he straighten up and fly right. And that's why we're trying to figure out how he's going to straighten up and fly right. But yeah, and presumably his true love is one of those female patients.
Do you want to do a spread soon?
I sent an interesting DM to Sam. I think that's why there's a lot of blankly staring at the screen.
I found the book.
Because, yeah, I found it on Amazon from... Because I thought you were just going to send me, like, the title and author, but...
No, I sent you all the information I received.
Oh, yeah, there's more to the summary, and
oh, dear.
Just looking it over, I'm like, there's more stuff that's just suspicious?
Okay, well, hold on.
Just weird stuff going on.
Wrapped up in the mysteries of the universe as a sort of security blanket, he wandered toward infinity and his mysterious destination, an awkward pioneer of self-discovery.
This has to be AI.
That's word salad.
I'm like, first of all, you can't be a pioneer of self-discovery. I don't care what children, like, people self-discover since the time they're infants. That's why they, like, babies will be like, they're like discovering their voice. Like, that's not how self-discovery works. You can't
it is now, that. Apparently.
And that is all the summary that I know of. Now I wish to, Tina, can you send me the link to this? For I now wish to read the whole summary, and this is how we will spend our first hour.
I mean, it is a thing of, like, we get into, there's only, like, I think there's only 2 paragraphs left of the actual story, and then, like, there's 4 paragraphs about the author himself.
What do you mean an error has occurred? Amazon, don't try to protect me.
Oh, maybe because I sent you Canadian.
No, it's fine. I hit refresh in it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
I can open Canadian links. I just can't buy from them.
Yeah, the amount of times I get sent American links, and then it's like, oh no, only American.
They're like,
America.
don't hurt
I'm like,
yourself.
God damn it.
It's American. Stay back.
How long is this book? According to Amazon.
Canadian Amazon.
I assume their page lengths would be the same. It's 294 pages.
Okay.
It's got no reviews in Canadian Amazon, by the way.
There's a 5-star review.
Really? Mine says no reviews.
Oh. Well.
Mine just, we're looking at the same link.
In the product description, there's a 5-star.
Oh.
Anyway,
That's weird.
Is this? I think it's a full ass. Yeah, a full ass.
Yeah.
Book. Interesting. Or a novella that's been formatted. Like the Ferrenz book.
The font's like that.
We don't know how long the book is.
It could be a really small book. See, it's like
it's like 300
of the story.
No, okay. It actually doesn't take much to be a 300-page book. Okay, so hold on.
Wait, is it 800 pages?
No,
yeah,
300.
the
Almost
average
300.
well, the average page of a paperback, which according to this, the dimensions are it's actually a tall book.
JC appreciates my humor.
Because it's 12 oh no, these are centimeters. Son of a bitch, hold on. Centimeter to
Wait, do I have a ruler?
I have one.
But
How many centimeters is it, Sam?
20.
wait, does your ruler have both centimeters and inches on it?
Yeah, that's 7.5 inches.
Okay, so then yes, this is the standard size of a mass market paperback, trade paperback, right? So that's 250 with 294 pages. We're gonna like title page. We're just gonna assume it's like 290 pages. So theoretically, at standard font and everything, this would be a 72,000 page book. But if you
word book?
Yeah, 72,500 word book. If the font and everything is formatted the way that like a standard book is. Yeah. So, but like I said, if they like did a slightly, if it's like 40,000 words, they could have just done like make the spacing between the words bigger, make the font bigger. There's ways to do it, because I did it with my first book to cut down on, because like if you print a book below a certain page number, it costs more than if you print it above.
Yeah.
So I like nickel and dimed to get it over. It's my first novel was only like 40 or 40K. But anyway,
yeah, mine was 40 something thousand.
All right. So his exploitations ranged from creating one of Florida's most pristine upscale treatment centers. How did he get indebted to anyway, to dallying in West Coast neighborhoods named after Tarzan of the Apes.
Yeah, I made a face at that one when I saw it. I was like, what?
He's definitely
Why are we here?
Coast. So if he's West Coast, how is the mafia is not who he's indebted to? It's probably the cartel.
Well, maybe the mafia wanted to expand the horizons. There's clairvoyance here. Maybe they knew where the gold was, like way back.
I wonder if it's the same face. I
No one gets to hear my jokes because the stupid internet.
You're good.
I'm so funny and you guys can't hear me because it keeps glitching.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
it's not even that it's glitching, it's because I'm hard of hearing. You guys overlap sometimes, and when you overlap, you lose me. So
I'll say like a killer punchline, then I'll look up at the camera and the whole like screen is frozen. I'll be like, ugh.
Okay, what was it that you said?
I don't remember. Oh. No, I don't actually remember. It's not the same now. The moment has passed.
All right.
But
But yeah,
about the California gold rush and clairvoyance and the mafia moving out here because their clairvoyance foresaw the gold rush. They knew where all the and it did it again. Okay.
we cut the joke though. We just caught you like you were explaining it when it cut. We got it.
I'm turning on Karen mode tomorrow and I'm gonna call the internet and try not to cry when I ask for them to fix it.
gotcha.
Because I hate talking to people.
But yeah, I want to know why the West Coast neighborhoods are named after Tarzan of the Apes, and
why is that in the summary as a detail? Like,
Why
is
does that even-
plot relevant?
How many neighborhoods are named after Tarzan?
None that I know.
California. Along the way, Dr. Robert Bennett. So his name is Dr. Robert.
Yeah, the
This
title
would
though
have
does
been
not
better
have him as.
if at the top it said Dr. Robert Bennett pioneered, and then down here it said Dr. Bob, or if they just switched when his name was anyway. Pioneer.
Like the second mention, like the further mentions of his name after the initial. Yeah.
Dr. Bob, yes. I don't judge Dr. Bob as a fictional name, but I know many people who do and cannot take it seriously. So, along the way, Dr. Robert Bennett pioneered the kind of treatments that put nutty astrophysicists back on track to explore the universe.
This really just sounds like word salad.
It sounds like AI.
Wait, what? What did you say, Sam? Were you reading a part, or did you react to it?
I said, what are we even doing now in the story? This was a mafia.
I'm excited for you to get to the next paragraph.
It just keeps going.
There's 4 more paragraphs.
Observe time. Sorry.
We're not reading the guy's bio. That's.
Mm-mm. I just want us to see the next paragraph. That's it.
Okay, and then we're writing.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out who the target audience is.
That's a good question. Please let me know if you figure it out.
Observe time runs backwards to the exploring Hindenburg, where the fallen Zeppelin actually went unnoticed.
Wait, that's time travel. We're talking about time travel now?
Yes. Along the way, Dr. Robert Bennett pioneered the kind of treatments. I assume he's pioneering such amazing treatments for these clairvoyants that nutty astrophysicists, not anything to do with the clairvoyance anymore, but they're the only people he's treating, I think. Anyway, astrophysicists back on track to explore the universe, observe time run backwards to exploding Hindenburg, where the fallen Zeppelin actually went unnoticed. So he's doing things.
He fixed some people, and now there's time travel.
Yeah.
Cat.
If this is an AI, then I'm a duck. That's this. Is that what this is? Am I just looking at an AI book?
I think you're just being trolled.
I do suspect it. I do really want us to talk about the next paragraph though so badly because
he learns from the scientist he treats the Albert Einstein belief that imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions. So Dr. Bulb indulged his adventurous life as best he could imagine, complete and unadulterated. This plot is changing.
Those aren't sentences. They're just words.
No, they're sentences. They're just sentences that don't make sense together.
It's just all word salad.
So fun. This person's not a good chef.
As in all his novels, the author remains steady in his belief that well-written literacy fiction, that's not what this is, doesn't have to be highbrow, even though you keep using highbrow words incorrectly. It has to embrace...
You're not highbrow, and they took that personally.
It has to embrace ideas about destiny as a storyline that holds readers' attention. You can't hold my attention because you can't... I'm confused in every sentence. That's not holding my attention. That's the opposite. And occasionally prompts laughter. I can agree.
I like that. Occasionally prompts laughter.
Yeah.
No room for the hoity-toity.
Oh, I gotta leave then. There's no room for me.
During his classic presentation at the 200th Anniversary Writers' Conference of North American Review, the nation's oldest literary magazine, he poked fun at his own novels for their obscurity, implying clarity in the digital age demands simplicity. That's not what I just read. Then he toyed with the digital age itself.
This is not real.
By writing an AI novel, because if that's what he did, I will believe him.
This can't be, yeah. Anyways, let's go write our real novels that aren't written by AI.
I don't think that conference exists because I just Googled that sentence, and there's mention of articles being like, it's the 200 anniversary review of the North America da-da-da. Nothing mentioned about a conference. The thing that comes up first is that quote that I, Googled to...
just a link to the page.
Yeah, like the first thing is the Amazon of that book, right? And then the rest is just talking about that it was the 200th anniversary, but there was no conference for this guy to give a talk at. I think it's truly AI, and I think it made that up. But I wonder if even the review is generated because it was in the description.
Wow.
JC, there is a sample. We shan't be reading the sample because I don't want to.
Just like we're not saying.
You put the link in?
I did.
You did?
JC asked for the link.
I was debating asking you whether we were going to put the link.
Okay. I thought about it, and we've already read the description. Anybody can just Google it to find it. We're pretty sure this is AI. And nobody is going, I trust my chat, to not send hate or troll review or anything.
Don't.
This book. So don't do it. Y'all know better.
Don't.
But at the moment, everyone is.
I guess you could leave a review of just the description.
No.
I kid.
Wait, did Sam freeze this time?
I think she did.
Damn,
Did she?
I
see sometimes I'll see movement where she's just reading something.
I
It's sometimes hard to tell with her.
The internet's Russian rouletting us.
Oh, there we go.
Sam's back.
The internet was like, yes, ma'am. But no, what I was gonna say.
Oh. Great time to freeze.
We also got snowstorms in Tennessee. Just
okay. Cool.
Yeah. I did. It's.
Do you guys want to do a sprint?
Yeah. See, she just wants to look at the first few pages, see if it's not AI. It really doesn't. It doesn't want me to be like, don't harass this individual.
My computer won't turn on.
They
I have the Windows little.
Yeah. We will go into a sprint. We're not going to read the summary and everything out loud.
Okay.
Oh, what I was saying was because I don't want to trash the actual book. Summaries are different.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go through the actual book because even if it is AI generated, that's more of my time and energy than I want.
Yeah, let's not prolong our suffering with that one.
It's already been long enough, guys.
It was fun though. I'm now going to send the thing to my friend as well.
I feel like us even maybe doing where we find summaries to read on stream, this was fun. I'm wondering if there's a way we can do it again, even in a positive way rather than a ragging on it way, you know what I mean?
I mean, I just talk about all the things that I like. I don't usually read summaries at all.
But see, I do, and that's the thing.
If you find a summary that you just really love how the summary was done and you want to discuss it on stream, I am totally up for that. That's fine.
Cool. I'll do some digging.
Yeah. I, however, don't usually read summaries in the first place, so I'm not going. I've told stories about how I like to just dive in and then I get surprised by things that were in the summary and be like, oh well, would have known that had I read it.
Did you read the summary of Scum Villain?
I did not. I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into. I knew it was a gay Chinese novel and that was all the information I needed.
Yeah.
I read the summaries after I read the books. That's why I'm so familiar with summaries in general, is because I read the book first, then I read the summary. But I pick up too many clues from even the summaries. So I prefer to just go in later.
My family starts screaming every time someone starts playing a trailer for something that they want to watch. They're like, no, it's going to spoil the whole movie. They say that every single time we start watching a trailer, which is
fair nowadays.
Yes.
I would absolutely love to do this. I also have a service where I write blurbs and summaries for people.
I hired Sam, so like if I'm critiquing it, it's not coming from a place of expertise. I am notoriously bad at writing summaries. But I would love to just look over it, and also, yeah, I do love a good summary. So
actually, I'm pretty good at writing summaries. I'm bad at writing of other people's stuff. And log of other people's stuff, but not my own. Like for my internships, I'd write so many log lines and summaries, so I'm like really good at that, I think. But I hate doing it for my own stuff. Just out.
Yeah, no.
The back of the book blurbs, it never sounds interesting to me. Sam, I might hire you to write it for my thesis.
Okay, can do.
Because my teacher was like, your character section, your world section, your episode section was all really good. Your premise section was nah. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. But other people can pick up where others need work better than they can their own. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe even, Sam, what we could do as like a quick fun thing is have where we pull up the One Mystery Treat summary and go through it. Because I know there was a lot of discussion between the two of us of like,
we could do that.
You did a great job of like, there's certain things that you did that really reflect the comic, you know what I mean? That I like picked up on, We could talk about that sometime.
With a short disclaimer that I wrote it without ever actually reading the comic because it wasn't out.
Yeah, but we did have a discussion.
No, I was saying that to chat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because Kat doesn't know that. I know you know that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was adding the fact that, we did have a discussion. And we could even talk about what that was like. But
after the sprint, we can go ahead if, you're chill with that. We can look back or find it in our conversations even. Because it was all text, wasn't it?
Maybe. I remember what job I was at and so I'm like, it could have gone either way. I used to be on the phone at that job all the time with you guys.
Yeah. The good old days.
The good old days where I was able to slack off and watch hours upon hours of Netflix at work. I literally watched 16 seasons of Grey's Anatomy over the course of 3 months. Literally 8 hours a day.
The birthday girl requested the sprint.
She requested the sprint.
Look, I'm working on a gay vampire thing. With not time travel, with reincarnation.
Oh, thank goodness.
And
I don't do time travel. I'm glad that you said reincarnation.
No, her time travel one is a fantasy one. I mean, it's not really. It is, but it's not. He gets sent to the past, so it's kind of time travel, but not really, because he doesn't go anywhere. Anyway.
He sends himself to his own past. It's 100% time travel.
Huh?
And then this one's reincarnation, which apparently scared my dad when I explained it to him. He was like, okay, vampire, okay, Warren, but reincarnation. So
you can count us down when you are ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome back.
Taking over my stream.
I am. I did like nothing. Well, I helped my roommate carry in our new TV stand that we got off Facebook Marketplace. I got really hungry, but I'm ordering pizza after the stream with a friend coming over to watch new movies and celebrate my birthday. And I was looking at pizza places, which is not writing, I'm aware, but I'm really hungry. And there's a really highly rated pizza place really nearby, and it's $35 a pizza.
Oh shit.
And there's no like small, medium, large. It's just this is the pizza. It seems like a giant pizza, but it's only the two of us eating it. So. Hi. Do you want to say hi? No, come back. She knew I was leaving down to pick her up.
I was on mute, but I was just saying that during the sprint, I was doing just a bit of unpacking. And I have, because this place, I have my own bathroom.
Yay!
Which I freaking love. It's like the bathroom, a hallway, and then my room, right? And that's all me, because it's the basement. I'm on, yeah. And the thing is that there was a cabinet in the bathroom that was like a touch too wide for the space. So when you sat on the toilet, like it was right, you couldn't sit properly. You had to spread your legs to, make room. And so I moved it out to the hallway, and I was thinking, I know, right? Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking, because they have a fancy ass Nespresso machine, but I don't want to have to buy the pods. I just have like my reusable Keurig and the coffee grounds that I buy for cheap. And so I took that cabinet that was in the bathroom, stuck it in the hallway, and I'm using it as a little like coffee bar sort of situation. Like I have the Keurig on it now, and the thing is, it's got a bunch of little like wire basket cupboard thing. Like it's a really nice little cabinet. Because all the furniture in here is really nice. Like it's some friends that I'm living with, and they've got really good taste.
Was it someone else who lived there and you moved in, or did you all get the place together?
No, yeah, they were already living here. It's like it's the friend's like childhood home, sort of thing. And so I am the newest of the group, and Luna's
I was
eating,
staring at the bunnies as you were gone.
Yeah. Now I might have to, but yeah, Luna's she's having a sit and eat.
So down, you can see her gnawing on my toes.
Oh, you can see her having some munch. But
you have food in your dish.
But yeah, no, I'm happy about the coffee bar because, it's on my way up to the kitchen. Like directly when I go upstairs is the kitchen, right? And so I can just have my coffee, make my coffee. I'll have to use the bathroom sink for the water, but make my coffee and then just take it right upstairs.
That's good.
But yeah. It's gonna be nice. We'll test it out and see,
Yeah, I'm enjoying having my own bathroom.
Oh, I'm so excited already.
Yeah. It's just nice. I like having my own room again too.
Yeah, I mean, I had my own room in the last place, but I had where my computer was in the living room, right? And so usually I would stream from the living room, and then occasionally I would stream from the bedroom. But having where I don't have to warn anyone that I'm streaming, to not be in the room is great. But
I'm loud, so this is like a test stream to see if I'm annoying my roommates. Although I just thought about none of my roommates were home until 5 minutes ago, so it's not actually a test. We'll see when Matt's on, when the height of my yelling at the screen if it bothers them. I did a cat tower or something in the background for Storm. So Storm can sit here.
Yeah, once
for some reason because she's prowling.
I've never had my own room, but Chris did get me a new laptop, so I'll be able to go back to the garage den, which is my little area. So.
My
just
bedroom,
if I hang out on the side here, you could just Luna's now streaming.
Totally. My bedroom at my family's house, parents' house, has already been converted into my dad's office and my older brother's office.
Oh, of course.
I FaceTimed or like joined into his D&D game because my godfather is a fire chief and I wanted advice on whether or not I should evacuate. And so they just zoomed me into their D&D game because they're already in it. And so then I was like, my brain was trying to compute where they were in the house. And I'm like, this is my fucking bedroom, which I knew they were going to do. But I just like didn't process it for a second because it was someone else sitting like where my background. And I only lived there for like, 3 months. Like I didn't even stream that much from that position. So I was like, my brain was just glitching seeing them in my space. My dad was like, oh, here's a like Dragonlance reference, and then here's a map of what is it again? And I'm like, that's a map of Hyrule. And he's like, this is a map of Hyrule. So it was very cute.
That's very cute.
The pillows had disappeared from my bed for some reason. I was like, what's my pillows?
I had actually when I was moving in, I just like grabbed my pillow like in my hand, shoved it in the Uber with me and the bunnies, and then Ubered, and I left it by accident on the front porch, which is like covered. But when I grabbed it, it was like not icy, but it was cold from the winter. And then I was thinking about the fact that yesterday on Instagram, I saw a thing about how like in order to refresh wool sweaters in like Scandinavia, they lay them out in the snow and the cold air like kills bacteria and helps and stuff. So I like picked up my pillow and I was like, I guess that's probably actually good for it.
Interesting. I don't think I can do that here.
No, probably not.
No, not in LA, I don't think.
I'll say my dog finally found where my chocolate basket has been resting because I saw her sniffing it real interestingly. So I have to put it in the closet now. But before I do that, I just wanted to show everyone my chocolate basket.
That is quite the basket. I have from Christmas just like a bunch of Greek candy and chocolate on my desk. And also off-brand
My husband bought most of the chocolate in here, but there is also some chocolate from my sister and my mother.
I need to establish a snack drawer. Maybe in the coffee cart, actually. I'm gonna maybe slide over and do that real quick.
Usually get stockings full of crap, but this year I got like one sweet. So
for some reason, as a joke, one year my dad there's these cans of like Greek like beans and tomato sauce that I really like, and this joke one year he put it in my stocking. And it was when I had like just first started to live on my own, so I was immediately like, "Oh, you've given me grocery. I have food." And so it's now become a running joke that every year he puts one in my stocking. But like, it's a can. It's heavy. My stocking is like heavy enough to like bludgeon someone with every year.
My daughter saw my chocolate basket and she's like, "I want a chocolate basket." And I'm like, "All right." Valentine's is coming up. But let's catch up with chat real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what did chat get done over the sprint?
Yeah, chat, what'd you do? JC said, let's sprint if we must. And yes, because CB. Also, JC, that book is $27 for a paperback, which, let me tell you, I only find outrageous because it is only a 300, it's not even a full 300 pages, it's just a 300 page. And it's not a tall one either, because 500 plus page tall paperbacks can range between $25 to like $35. So you gotta you definitely have to know the market prices when you're pricing your book. So, and yeah, it's a JC confirmed, Googled the dimensions. It is a average size paperback. He also read the sample, said it actually wasn't as bad as the summary. It's not the best I've read, but not the worst either, although I didn't get a sense of anything Mafia related from the first 3 chapters of the sample.
The dedication. You were just like, I need to know. That's hilarious that you read 3 chapters of that.
I mean, that's why I said we weren't going to go over the book and stuff, because, the book could be fine. I need help. LOL, I need to come up with 2 names for my male main character's brothers. My male main character's name is Cade Blackwell.
Shade and Blade.
Shade Blade.
I was gonna say, like, having them start with C is one of the, like, all start with C is one of those things where it's like people do it in real life, but it's annoying in books because then you can't tell them apart.
It's annoying in real life too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still an issue in real life.
But yes. Yeah, 35. I mean,
Thank you.
I will say I do like Kane and Finn for the brothers of Cade, Kane,
especially
and
like I like
love
Kane spelled with a
the
K
name Finn.
rather than, and yeah, I do like Finn as well.
Oh, hey, this is Glenn. He was our new co-worker employee from the convention this weekend.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
Glenn.
Hi.
I was a past employee for one convention.
This is my internet child.
I'm Canadian.
The one who likes the gay Chinese novels.
I do like the gay Chinese novels. My laptop's currently sitting on the gay Chinese novels.
Yes, I get. My husband and I agree on a budget to spend for each other for presents for the holiday, and then he brought that, and I'm like, that's outside of our budget. He says this is a Burr basket. It is not the same because it also had like socks and a candle and other stuff in it. It's my cute basket now.
Damn.
I pulled up The Sims and worked on my remarkable noise.
You have a remarkable, like the remarkable, like the thingamajig that you like rewrite and then it goes to the computer. Then, Jessica, because that's really rare.
What is up with you right now? Sorry.
Is it a brand
schedule?
It's like it's
adjusted. Sorry, go ahead.
Remarkable. I could have sworn it's almost like it's like a tablet, but with like the sort of like e-ink of like how our e-reader does. But the whole idea is that you can like write and then it like uploads, like it scans it into your computer automatically. Yeah, I've seen Instagram show me ads for it.
Cool.
Yeah, it seems really cool. Please tell us how you think of it.
When he was in grad school like 15 years ago. Yeah, I guess 15 years ago.
Oh, it was 15 years ago?
Grad school, I think, for her dad, question marks. Oh, she is completely frozen there.
We've just lost her.
Yeah,
it feels more like paper than a regular iPod. Welcome back.
Ooh.
Oh, also,
as I was trying to say,
yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I got 2 pages critiqued during the sprint, so 2 out of 5 for the first chapter. I'm doing 4 chapters tonight, theoretically.
When my dad was in grad school, he got a notebook and a fancy pen. It was like 15 years ago. That supposedly when he wrote down with his pen, it like recorded the data, like his handwriting, onto his computer for an app or something. And he kept telling me in college that I could do the same with my laptop and OneNote, but I never figured it out enough. My laptop's a touchscreen. But I don't have a stylus. I have like those crappy pencils with like the nubs that are supposedly stylus, but they're really only for clicking. Or my finger, and that did not. I was better off just typing because I enjoy outlining by hand. So,
JC said after she left the rabbit hole that I sent her down, she was writing out some ideas by hand in her writing journal.
Nice.
Oh, I also found the sort of all of the part of the One Mystery Treat blurb process that we had in text.
Because we did have a 2-hour call that day.
Which
because I do remember us talking about it.
I figured we wouldn't have the exact details, but I knew that I had like the information that I needed from you in writing because dyslexia.
Yeah.
Look, JC says, I love outlining by hand too.
Yeah. It just feels more relaxed, like less pressure on what I'm doing. Coming from myself, it's just fully self-imposed.
I just like being able to like write and transparency, and then I have to rip the paper and then tidy it up and then keep going.
Okay.
But Tina, did you want to still talk about that? I don't know how you wanted to do that. I was just down for the ride.
First, oh, she disappeared. I was like, Luna had been sitting here eating for like the entire sprint and up until now, basically.
I think she just
was
ran off.
munching.
She's a hungry girl.
Yeah, I'm like, if I switched this guy and this guy, you would be able to see them when they're hanging out in this corner, which Boo currently is. You just can't see him because it's opaque, or translucent. But I'll have to see. I'll set it up so that you guys can also watch them in the background.
Please right-click your wall and set it to transparency mode.
Yeah, just right-click these panels and set the opacity down.
It's just that one.
Yeah, because that was actually, I think, the first time Luna's ever been on stream, because, usually with Boo I have to pick him up, and you can't, I did pick up Luna today, she was not happy about it.
Oof,
She wanted to fight me. But,
just
it's called a remarkable. That's fucking with my brain, because I'm like, that's an adjective.
Yeah, it's just spelt normally, too. It really is a...
Yeah, the remarkable has been so helpful for the times I want to draw or write by hand.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds so fun.
But yeah, we can totally talk about the one mystery treat.
Yeah, I was gonna let you lead the discussion because, like I said, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I mean,
about that.
So I had where, as sort of a like trade of skills, I guess I'll give the context. As sort of a trade of skills, it was a thing of you wanted a portrait of your D&D character, and then I wanted my about me, like on my website, written. So we had done that, or at least we had arranged that at this point. And then I realized, because this was, it's funny because I gave you a deadline and then realized like that I completely could have put it much later. But I messaged Sam being like, with online comics, there is like a blurb section. The thing is that with Webtoons specifically, and not with the other ones have word limits, but Webtoon specifically has where it has to be under 500 characters.
It is tiny.
So it is pretty short. So it's a thing of, I was like, A, not good at writing summaries. B, that word limit be spooky, like that character limit. And so I messaged Sam asking about it, and you pulled up that DM, and we had a little bit of back and forth, and then we went on a 2-hour call, which was mostly us chit-chatting, probably, actually. But
what? Chit-chatting? Never.
Yeah, never. I'm not famously a yapper. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the only info about the webcomic that I had was I needed the title, which was One Mystery Treat, the MC's name, case, the MC's pronouns, which are he, him, the tone, which Tina wanted it to be intrigue and upbeat, a cute mystery, the cafe name, the Divine Diner, and the general plot that the readers and I would know is Case frequents the Divine Diner where he is gifted the same dessert, his usual order, every time by a mystery person, intrigued, moved, and confused. He is trying to solve the sweet case of his secret admirer. And the dessert is the millefeuille or the Napoleon cake. And we needed to add in that Case has a secret of his own.
Yeah, I remember you specifically asked me, like I, sort of explained as much as I could, and then you were like, is there any additional information? And I was like, oh yes, like, this is sort of a like hint to like further on things, little yes. Intrigue, but yeah, and it is kind of like fun to look over those notes because like the way you formatted that of like asking the questions is kind of the order in which you presented in the summary. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, which makes sense, but it was interesting on my side to like see it, the steps. But
all summaries,
my computer really booted up, and I was there the whole time listening. So when I unplugged my little webcam, it kicked me off screen, but I was lurking. So I'm here and properly looking at a screen where I can actually read chat. So
the thing about blurbs and summaries for stories is that there is a formula for all of them. You just have to be careful that you're not following the formula to like overtly obviously, but the formula is there to get all of the information that the reader needs to get to be interested in it, and also because they like this is a thing that's been done. Our brains are trained since we're young to pick up on this information in a specific way. So that's why it's easiest to get the information in the order that I need the information, because that's the order the reader will be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we got her back.
Oh, it's so weird looking at the big screen now. Okay.
But yeah, and then I don't think I really have anything else on my end to talk about other than, you gave me a price and then I looked at it and I went, that's too low, and proceeded to tip you like at least 100%. I think it was.
Yeah.
But it was a thing of an extraordinarily short job too, like in terms of word count, because I remember you were saying like the price was determined on the word, and this was a special case of like it being not only a summary but like a character limit summary. So
yeah.
But
yeah. Well, before the stream, you said there were some things that I added in from the comic that you wanted to.
Oh yeah, like in the summary itself.
Yeah, because the actual summary, which will it fit in a banner?
Maybe that'd be fun. It's just like scrolling along. Oh, brilliant!
Or CB, covered by it.
This is my birthday.
Here, CB, you can read it. You can read it for us.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
A Divine Diner is Cece's favorite mom and pop bistro to frequent. Usually, he orders
his name is Case.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an A, not another C.
I can read. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
The Divine Diner is Case's favorite mom and pop bistro to frequent. Usually, he orders his favorite treat and enjoys the gentle atmosphere. However, lately a mysterious gift giver has been treating him.
Oh, hold on. It didn't get the whole thing.
That's it. Actually, that's all we get to know.
Yeah, that's all we get. Da, da, da.
However, lately has been treating him.
The suspense is killer.
I know.
Treating him to the delectable
Milfoy. Milfoy is how you pronounce it.
Milfoy. Every visit, moved and intrigued, Case has vowed to solve the sweet mystery of his secret admirer. But will he be able to keep his own secret under wraps? Dun dun dun.
Yeah. I remember, it was a thing of like, I think at first I hadn't mentioned that it is like a like mom and pop like family business, and then when you sent me the draft, I was like, oh, brilliant! And like, or I think at the very least we talked a little bit about like how to describe the restaurant. Maybe that was in the second draft. But yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it's It really works. Like I feel like it really like it's it's simple, it's effective, it's not giving like too much detail, but also a little bit of like there's not.
I think
so
it
much,
sets
like,
the tone really well.
Mm-hmm. It's also a thing of like it gives like details that like sort of flesh it out without being like too specific. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that's why when we were talking about that other one and it was just like he treats addicted clairvoyance, I was like, but addicted to what? You could literally add one or maybe even two words and clear up a lot of information there and keep it like consistent and flowy.
Yeah, like I feel like the phrasing like favorite mom and pop bistro, like you immediately know, like have at least a pretty good idea of what that looks like, and then on the first update you see exactly what that looks like,
Thank you, JC. I try. So it's I will say it's genre dependent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, the romance novel blurb formulas typically goes primary MC, because depending on the book, the female or the male lead are the primary main character. They're the person whose POV we're in first. And usually the POV we're in the most often, even if it is a dual POC. Or POV.
POC is
Dual
something different.
POV.
I mean, the POV could be a POC.
It could be, but I meant POV. So there's that. So you do the primary character first. You introduce them, the struggle, you introduce them, their struggle. The setting should also be established within talking about them and their struggle, and then the intrigue part.
Mm-hmm.
And then you switch over. The next paragraph will be about the other MC, them and their struggle. And then there's usually a third paragraph that's kind of like, oh, but when these two meet, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Or alternatively, sometimes there's two paragraphs for each one, and the first one is kind of like their own introduction and character arc paragraph, and then the second one will be like, but when conflict happens, will they be able to trust other character to survive, or or will their heart be shattered again, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I feel like One Mystery Treat's summary is a good example of the first paragraph of the first formula you mentioned, right? Because it is a contemporary romance, right? And it's also a thing of it sort of is a special case of even if there was an additional paragraph, it's a secret admirer. The love interest is the mystery. Well, one of the mysteries, but and so it's a thing of we had fun playing around with that.
From what I've read of One Mystery Treat, if we had a second paragraph, I would more address the
suspects.
A little bit of the suspects and the I'm trying to think of a specific word.
Obstacles?
No, the dynamics and the ingoing drama of the friend group. Because there's some intrigue with the friend group going on. And so that would be in my second paragraph.
I mean, I'll have to check because I started hosting on because One Mystery Treat is on Webtoon, but then it's also on Tapas, which is Webtoon's sort of one of their competitors. And if I remember correctly, Tapas actually has where you can put a pretty big summary. The word limit is very big. And now I'm now that you mention it, I kind of I might put it on my list of things to do when I actually have money again. But I'm a student currently, so. But I mean. We'll talk maybe, but I actually do like the idea of hiring you for a second paragraph. I mean, that would probably be when it gets printed into a book, I would probably get you to add anyway, but now I'm curious.
For anybody who wants to know, 500 words or less is just $5.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you were gonna, if I had a family and friends discount or anything.
Oh, so you have a family and friends discount. I'm just letting everyone else know for them. But no, 500 words or less for $5. It's just because usually it's so that's it. Yeah. It's just
Stacy's next comment, so we can talk about it.
Sam, that's way
For 500 words, yes.
For
you
what?
500 characters?
No, 500 words or less. For a blurb.
Girl.
What?
You should have a flat rate of, I don't know, 10, 15. And then on top of that, every 500 words past 500 would be another $5.
Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable.
Okay, so I used to ghostwrite short stories and stuff, right? And when you ghostwrite short stories, it's 10 cents a word is what I charged.
But inflation, Sam.
Yeah, and also you have more experience now, and
Exactly.
can charge
Oh wait,
more
no,
if
not
you'd like.
10 cents words. Sorry, it was because hold on, let me look. Because I went by the average price of ghostwriting.
I just sent exactly, JC. Sam, I just sent you the blurb for my thesis that's bad. That my teacher was like,
yeah, it's the average price of ghostwriting is it's 1 to 4 cents a word, or 10 cents is like usually the premium that somebody. So
I still think there should be a minimum, and then on top of that should be more money, because I think you should have more money.
Yeah.
All right.
I will the quality of the work is definitely worth that price. Like,
yeah, how much freelancers? So, but also, it's a hobby thing that I would do for free. So, but all right.
Should get money.
Yes.
Yeah, get them cash money.
Being yelled at by everybody.
Is there a puppy head or a child head in the corner of your screen? On the bed. There was movement. Under the gray thing.
That's a Vi.
It's a puppy. She's so sweet. I love her. Good girl.
Please don't do it for free. No, I mean I would do it for my friends and stuff for free. But,
yeah, I did specifically ask to hire you. Like
this is a site.
I wanted to give you the monies.
So,
for the record, for the sprint, I did look at my outline and adjust some stuff, or my thoughts.
Nice.
So I wasn't just totally not paying attention. The vampire one. I'm kind of split over working on Storm's Heir, which is the dragon romance or dragon adventure, versus the vampire one. But the vampire right now is such a baby where I'm like, okay, I want to dedicate some time to it, but maybe I should spend like a half an hour at minimum on each a day or something like that. I don't have responsibilities. I should spend more time writing.
You've got no responsibilities.
But I mean, I'm looking for a job and applying for jobs, but there are lots of hours in the day apparently. When
that happens.
No anything to do. So
part of the reason I read so many books last year, which was my number was 66 at the end of the year, which I was pretty happy with, especially because my goal was 24. But part of it is because I was unemployed for all of August.
Yeah.
And so I was reading like nuts. But,
I
was thinking of a 500 character limit instead of 500.
Okay.
I'm mixing up my website with other things.
I like that better. I've been like puttering a lot, doing errands and stuff, because it's apparently you have to get a lot of stuff to live somewhere.
Moving, my God, so many things.
I know. And it's kind of frustrating because I bought all this stuff already for my apartment at college, because it was a blank apartment, but it's kind of just cheaper to buy it all again rather than ship it across the entire country. Which sucks.
Okay.
So this is literally just sitting in an attic right now.
I remember what it was looking like. I copy pasted the One Mystery Treats blurb into a word counter, and it's 63 words.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's really tiny.
Yeah, so I think that what it was like if it's 500 characters or less, I didn't want to bother with the math, so I was just like 500 characters or less is only $5.
Okay,
that's fine.
I'll allow it.
Thank you for your. Which 63 would have been.
speaking of the moving plans and such, I think I mentioned it off screen. I don't know stream. I don't know like pre-stream. I don't know if I mentioned it in stream, but I'm actually setting up. I've bought all the materials for it. I just need a friend who can use a drill because I'm scared of them, even though I'm handy otherwise. But
I need a drill.
well, you can't come to Toronto for me.
No.
I'm not going to pay your plane ticket just so you can put up 2 shelves for me. But the plan is, I have the wood over there, but I'm going to do like across this entire wall up on the top is going to be a massive bookshelf made of 2 pieces, but together. And so I'm hoping that when, because I'm trying to remember how far it down, I have the measurements, but I don't remember how far down it will come to the window.
I can't hear you anymore. You faced away.
Oh, I don't know how far down it'll come on the window. I'm hoping that it'll be that you can see at least a little bit of it on stream. But yeah, it's going to be quite the fun statement piece. Although there's logistical things I have to figure out with the measuring of it too. But it should be fun.
Very fun.
But, and I even have a big ass flat screen that came with the flat screen and the fireplace came with the room.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what the bottom one was. If you just had 2 TVs.
It's a little fireplace. I'm not going to put it on in the near future just because I currently have a bunch of wood in front of it and I don't want to start a fire or B damage anything there. Actually, the shelves that are going to be up here are currently sitting under there, But yeah, no, because I haven't assembled my bed yet. I took a nap on the mattress on the floor, but
that's fair.
Which I had to do last night because I disassembled my bed. Like I had to sleep just on my mattress on the floor, sort of thing. And Boo had a blast with it. He was running around on the bed. I woke up with him like right at my face. Because it's been a while since because I had like a futon, like Japanese futon sort of situation on the floor for like a long while there, and only recently got a bed frame, and I think he misses us being both on the floor for him to come pester me.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I got my bed frame before we got the keys to the house. So I was driving around with the bed frame in the back of my car for a while, but the mattress, it looked like I was going to spend 2 days on the floor here because my like previous lease would run out. But then, and I was not looking for that because girl got a bad back. And then, but my mattress got here 2 days early. So you guys were on, I was on the call with you two when I was setting up my room and stuff.
I remember, we were doing, because, I guess.
Feng shui.
One of Tina's many, many moving tips, which I've actually shared a couple of them in the server.
Sam's Realm.
Sam's Realm, yes. I was like, it's something realm. For some reason, I couldn't even remember that it was
her realm.
But yeah, no, it was a thing of one of my many, many tips is if you get measurements and stuff, find and I have the link to one, but find a free blueprint app or website and mess around on there with the measurements of the place, and then the measurements of your furniture. Also, a thing of whenever you're doing a viewing,
that website was
bring a measurement and if you're ever doing a viewing, bring a measuring tape, measure the space, because it is so much easier to pick where you're going to live when you know about the size of your furniture and about the size of your current room and about what you're looking at, sort of thing. This place is significantly bigger than what I had before and then its own bathroom too, which is great because I'm actually paying cheaper rent than I was before too. It's it's so good, but
awesome.
And so it's not an easy one to come by. Usually your rent climbs when you move, but yeah, no, it's the thing having a little blueprint app, even to just mess around. Originally I was actually going to have the desk in that corner, but there was logistical things, I think, with the bunnies where I figured out that it would be better to have them.
Yeah, from when Tina, Sam, and I were chatting, I have a big window on that wall, but I didn't want to put I wanted to put the desk so I could look out the window above. or like that was an option, or just along that wall in general, but that would have put my back to the closet door here, which are mirrors, and I didn't like that because you guys would be able to see just the back towards the camera, and I didn't like that. Plus, you'd be able to see the entire room like that. And then I know according to feng shui, you're not supposed to put beds either across from mirrors or under windows. Or yes, you can do across from mirrors, but under windows. But my bed is fully under the window, which does feel weird. I was sitting there earlier today, and I had the blinds up, and I was sitting in bed like typing, and I was like, it does feel weird having the window right behind me. But there are very limited options in this room because I have a giant ass bed and a like reasonably small room. But it's fine because it's all mine and Storm's, but all mine, mostly hers.
That's fair.
Let me grab that blueprint maker for you guys because it was so handy and it was completely free, and it was a thing too of like it has where it's like you can do limited. Like, you can only have one plan on the free plan, but you can do unlimited floors. And so what I did was my options, I was just creating a new floor and then putting my options of the rooms, you know?
That's smart. Yeah, I would at home like print out or like get paper and just cut it and just do it by hand where I could like scoop the stuff around and just it's all to scale. Just pieces of paper. Or not, yes, to scale, but scaled down. So. Let's see.
Where is chat? Where did I put
How do you guys decide between what work you work on? Like what project you work on?
Oh, I actually saw one time a specific list, but I will also say a trick that I heard from a podcast that like from comic makers, which was actually based off of movie advice, was the idea of like, you know, when you're starting out, like as if you were starting out with like a small budget, like pick your smallest budget thing, you know, and then go from there, right? Because it's one of those things where if you're, you know, your first idea that you're working on is like massive project, and this was for advice for like complete newbies who were like, you know, gaining the skill, like it's a thing of like if you're deciding, pick your smallest one so you can like work your way up, right? And that's actually kind of what I did with Coffin Bed and then the Deep as like smaller projects. And then I, you know, built up to one Mystery Retreat, and then from one Mystery Retreat to my my bigger project, a False Oracle, is like next in line. But yeah, and I would love to get back to one Mystery. I'm hoping that I can update by the end of the month. I'm not 100% about it, but I did move like everything. Like I thought I wasn't going to be able to book the movers until like the last week of January. But then I got really lucky where when I messaged them, because of my school schedule, I have like my like all my classes, I put them in the morning, right? So when I messaged the movers, I was like, I can do like Monday, you know, like I was like listing off a bunch of days where I could do it just after my class. And so yeah. Yeah, it was, it's good that way. And yeah, thankfully, also too, because I'm moving with cheaper rent, I don't have to get a part-time job this semester. Which is like,
that's
yay!
awesome. Yay!
I mean, it'd be nice if I could find something, but I don't have to like, I'm not like stressed about money if I don't get it, sort of thing, you know what I mean? Once the summer comes around, then we'll start to have problems, but...
I think it's funny that we reversed. You're in school
it
now.
is really funny that, you know, right the timing, I became the student and you became the working professional. I mean, well, yeah, that too.
I'm not a working professional.
Because I mean, when when we all met, I was like I think I was like 2 years into my previous industry, but and then did another 2, and then got let go and decided that I did in fact hate it. But
yeah, this lighting, just random sidebar, makes my jaw look great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still figuring out my situation because I'm also planning on replacing the overhead like bulbs with like a warmer light, Right
I have
now
a
it's
light
very
bar
like
stuck to my wall right now, Velcro, so I can take it down and turn it off. But it's a portable. It's for filming, and it's on its lowest setting right now, and it's on its warmest setting. So I've used it for film before, but
I have a little like ring light that's currently right over the computer screen, like right behind it, but like right on top. So I have a little half crescent that I stare at when I stare at the camera. But yeah, no, these lights, they're like pot lights, and I have no idea how to change that kind of bulb, like how to do it. So I have to ask the landlord to figure that out, especially because one of them is out, and I do need to replace it anyway. But
I have 3 lamps going, plus the spotlight, and the overheads are off, and then I have fairy globe lights all around the room.
Now that I've moved, I will finally get to have this guy like out and about.
So
I picked up at a thrift store for $10.
Oh, that's a good one.
I am so excited about it because at my old place, if I had tried to put it, my roommate would have been like, "It doesn't match because it's green." But now it's like, it's my stuff. I can put it wherever I want.
Yeah, my roommates have given me almost free reign with downstairs decor.
Oh, brilliant.
Do we want to do one more sprint?
Sure.
We can. We really yapped today.
So the way that I pick what project I'm working on is mostly like I assign days of the week to my priorities. And I try to just stick with one main project for the year. And like this year, my main project is going to be Not For Her. So I could try to get that up on my website this year.
Nice.
But I have 2 people who I have said that I will try to critique and beta read for this month. So I got to get that done first. But all right. We will see everybody in 20. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, Alice. Just saw your question. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. By the way, if anyone saw a bunch of rocking around on my camera right now and over the past couple of minutes, because Storm, my cat, keeps rubbing against the desk and making the whole thing go wobble, 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 because it's a very wobbly desk. And she's a big girl.
Aw, yeah. That's 17 pounds, my goodness.
Well, I did not spend that sprint critiquing as I thought. I was discussing things with Fox and then on the side rewriting some blurb that was sent to me.
It's mine. It was my blurb. Or logline premise thing. I like that you split it up because I was trying to jam too many thoughts into like 1 or 2 sentences. And Sam just fully like chop, chop. And I was like, oh yeah. I cleaned up my apartment. Well, I worked on my outline. I'm trying to like I need a bonding activity between the main character and his daughter, but she doesn't know that it's her dad because he's in a different body. And I'm trying to figure out like what, like if he comes on as like a tutor because he's in the body of a random servant, or as far as everyone knows, a random servant, including him at this point. And so I'm like, he needs, what would be a reason for a servant to grow close to like the lady of a nobility house, or like the kid, the heir.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, is he like teaching her swordsmanship? But I'm like, that feels like low hanging fruit. And if he rolls up with the swordsmanship style that the dead or missing lord uses, someone's gonna go, hey, wait a second. So I'm trying to figure out what the thing is, or if there even needs to be a thing, and it's not just like, oh, I like this adult, we're hanging out now. Which is very, very possible. Hi, girl. I have, and then I cleaned up my apartment stump because I have a friend coming over in 8 minutes for birthday pizza.
No, 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 no.
No, no, no.
That'll be nice.
Hi.
I unpacked a bunch more, and I got quite a bit done.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm gonna do, I think. The story is smaller than the other one. The other one's shaping up to be split into 2 books or have a sequel. And the entire point of the other one was to like prove to myself I could do just a book and like have it stand alone, which it doesn't seem like it is now. And I think it's dumb to limit the story just because I was trying to do a thing. Especially when I have this other story, which very much is only 1 book. So I don't know what I will be doing. But yeah.
RP got stuff ready for work tomorrow, the first sprint, and just generally unproductive in the second. Not sure why. Just don't feel like being productive tonight.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Oh, I also listened to more of Epic the Musical, which I have on shuffle. I'm just bopping out to it. Because it's so good. I recommend. Hi, you are just so active right now. Did you have a nice nap? No, I can't get her to jump up on my lap. That would be fun, though. I would like to... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I will say after double checking some things, I don't think I undercharged Tina. It's all good.
Okay.
I mean, I still did tip you 100%, so it's good. It's
Yes,
fine either way.
But I appreciate it. Well, it's just the thing is, I technically offer to do people's blurbs, but I'm not a professional, and I don't even know that I'm qualified for it. And most of the time, the person helping you with your book blurb is going to be your editor. So I'm like, I really don't want to charge a lot for them.
If you're doing per characters rather than per word, I think it makes more sense. I was just thinking that you're going to be like I don't know, writing half a flash fiction for $5. That's kind of how my brain was thinking. And I was like, well, I feel like you could be making more than that.
Yeah.
I am declaring we need to end the stream soon.
So that you can go do your thing.
So I can go rescue my friend from the streets of LA. I'm joking. She's not here yet.
Rescue her from Skid Row. Bye. Spilling up.
Oh, don't say that. I almost moved into an apartment that was like 2 blocks away from Skid Row.
Oh, no.
For some reason. It's a really nice apartment. But.
All right. So we will catch you all later then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.